Everyone has a purpose. One of our main goals should be to find your purpose because we all have one. And I think that's also probably one of the hardest things to do because, there are so many options out here, and sometimes we can get distracted or just, life gets in the way and we kind of get thrown off track. Sometimes we learn more, and in that learning or from that learning process, our purpose that we thought we had may change and maybe it becomes something else. So I did a little bit of research on purpose. My thoughts on my purpose has changed throughout the years. And so I just kind of wanted to do a little research and share what I found. So I have some little bullet points here. And one of them is to find your purpose, you need to reflect on your passion. So what is your passion? Identify activities, subjects, different things that may excite you or energize you. What do you really enjoy doing? Like, what would you enjoy doing no matter what, right? Besides, sitting around watching Netflix or something. But you want to identify different activities and subjects, things that excite you. So what do you enjoy to do? What do you really like to do? What would you do even if you got paid nothing? Like, what would you volunteer to do for free? Examine your strengths. So what are your skills and talents? What are you really good at? What are some of the challenges that you may face to better yourself? Think about how some struggles that you've had that you've been able to overcome, and that could also help you to inspire others. Maybe your challenge. We all have challenges, and some of us share the same challenges. I'm not great at basketball. Okay, well, someone else could not be great at basketball. What do? We could work together to help each other get better at basketball, right? We could practice basketball. Let's say we're on a basketball team and we're the two worst players on the team, and we know because we never make our shots. Well, then maybe we can get together and say, hey, look, I feel like I need more practice. Do you want to practice with me on our off days so that we can get better at making our shots? There you go, right? And then you have both helped each other to better yourself. Paying attention. You guys, we do not pay attention like we used to. We don't. We have too many distractions. And I know we hear this a billion times, phones and social media and scrolling and TV, all these movie apps and stuff like that. But we have got a lot of distractions. So we have got to learn how to, pay attention, focus, notice when you feel the happiest, the most proud. These moments can often help you to reveal what your purpose is. Like, when are you the happiest? Maybe that's your purpose. Ask what impact you want to make. So define how would you like to contribute to family, community, or the world? Like, how do you want to contribute? Because we are all contributing, whether we know it or, you may feel invisible. You may feel like you're not doing anything, but you are. You just being here, every time you come in contact with another person, you're contributing. Your body language and you yourself are, imprinting on this other person. Even if you don't speak to them, they will see you and they will see your mood. They will see your body language. Are you smiling and happy and trying to spread joy and peace? Or are you grumpy and irritable and, being mean and get out of my way, or cutting in line, or, you're contributing, whether you realize it or not. You are, because you are contributing to the ones around you. Seek feedback from others. Sometimes people around you recognize your gifts before you do, and this is so true, you guys. This is so true. Like, it's hard for us to see sometimes what we're good at. We're so critical of ourselves, and we may think that we're not good at something, but someone else could see that just, amazing talent right there in front of them. And so it's very important for you to ask for feedback. Ask for feedback from people who are, close to you, family, friends, teachers, pastors, because they may see what our strengths are and we don't even know. Okay, so you've got to ask for feedback. Align your values. So you need to clarify the principles that matter most to you and make choices that honor them. What principles do you live by? And you need to try to live by them. Take small steps. So purpose often reveals itself through action, not just reflection. So you have to act on whatever it is that will bring you closer to your purpose. And you do also need to reflect on it, but you need to act on it. Try to learn. Stay open to growth. Stay open to growth. I know I mentioned earlier about how, my roadmap has changed throughout the years. What I thought was my purpose at one time, changed and has changed. It can change. Okay. Just put it that way. So stay open to growth. Your purpose can evolve over time as you gain new experiences and new perspectives. As you gain more knowledge, your purpose can change. So, for example, when I was a child, maybe I thought my purpose was one day I'm going to grow up and I want to be, I'll just go ahead and tell you, I wanted to either be a doctor or more than anything, I wanted to be an entertainer. I wanted to be a singer and a dancer and some of the pop stars out there. And that's what I wanted to do. And I even pulled together some friends and we formed a little band and sung and created our own dances and all that all throughout middle and high school. But then when I started to get serious, and I was and not saying that that's not a serious job, but when I started thinking about college, I shifted and I was like, you know what, I want to be an accountant. And the reason for that was because I thought they made lots of money. And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to be an accountant. And that's what I went to school for. But while I was in school for accounting, I always, had this in the back of my mind. I was like, when I took my biology classes for my associate's portion, I was really just drawn into science and the human body again. And I was like, you know what, I want to double major and get a nursing degree because I think I actually want to do nursing. But I was already in there for accounting. So double majored, took anatomy, loved it, got into psychology, and you guys, I was just blown away. I was like, man, you know what? I think I want to be a neuroscientist or a psychologist. This is what I want to do. And, so you see how things changed, right? Went from entertainer to now I want to do something more mathematical and accounting and learning about money and all of that. And then took a couple of classes, got more education, and I was like, you know what, actually I want to do something with psychology and nursing. And then I learned that you had to go to school for 8 years. And I was like, you know what, accounting is fine. I'll just stick with that. And so, so I ended up moving on with accounting and got a master's degree and all of that. But, then I ended up, it's always brought me back, right? So I got certifications in coaching and just, kept kind of pulling me back. Your purpose can change, okay? It can change. And even with accounting, you can have it's a good thing to do. You can really help people. I've helped people with their, finances and their business stuff and taught them how to do QuickBooks and try to get their stuff together. And So, I mean, you can do good no matter what profession you choose. But I think it's very important that you try to figure out what your purpose is. And then once you do find your purpose, figure out a way to use it for good. So, like with accounting, okay, let's say that accounting is my purpose. Okay, if accounting is my purpose, okay, yes, I can go and I can be an accountant, and I can work at a regular 40-hour-a-week job as an accountant, and that's fine. But is there anything else that I can do with that? Maybe I can offer to help others to understand money. Maybe I can offer to help others understand accounting. Maybe I can offer to help business owners understand their books. Maybe I can offer, ways to help people learn how to create a budget and budget their personal finances. I mean, there are things that you can do that also not only contribute to your job, but can also contribute to like the greater good. So I do think it's very important to try to figure out what your purpose is and know that your purpose can change. It can change, especially due to education and just learning, research, growth. Good luck finding your purpose.